Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Connie Saihra. I'm the Include Project Manager. This presentation will provide some information about iCourses, which are part of the Include program. Include is a CEE department initiative aimed at building an inclusive learning environment for all students. If you've seen a previous version of this presentation, I hope you'll stick around and take the time to review the updated information about course offerings and personalized support available through the CEE department during the 22-23 academic year. Over the next few minutes, I'll be reminding you about some of the key aspects of the Include program, a little bit about neurodiversity or cognitive diversity, which is the particular focus of the Include program, some of the main features of our redesigned iCourses, and the new supports available to all students in our department. This program is led by the CEE department head and is supported by a generous $2 million grant from the National Science Foundation. On a large scale, this project is all about encouraging innovation in engineering by welcoming and cultivating the strengths of neurodiverse students. We believe that many of the changes we're making, especially the changes we're making in our iCourses, can be beneficial to all students, even those who don't identify as neurodiverse. This program is actively recruiting neurodiverse students, building a supportive community, transforming engineering courses, providing specialized support, and providing career preparation for the transition into the engineering workforce. The Include program is centered around the idea that innovation is most likely to happen when the engineering workforce is diverse. This program focuses specifically on neurodiversity, or cognitive variations, as a key aspect of a diverse student body. Back in the 1990s, an author named Harvey Bloom wrote that neurodiversity may be every bit as crucial for the human race as biodiversity is for life in general. Who can say what form of wiring will prove best at any given moment? Include aims to make engineering more welcoming to students who've been underrepresented in engineering and whose unique wiring can open up opportunities to tackle complex engineering problems in new ways. So what do I mean by neurodiversity, and what cognitive variations fall under the neurodiversity umbrella? When the term neurodiversity was first introduced in the 1990s, it primarily referred to autism. Autistic individuals had started speaking out and redefining their cognitive variations as differences rather than a disability. Since then, the term neurodiversity has expanded quite a bit, and it's now a term that includes a wide variety of differently wired brains. Some examples of the cognitive variations that fall under the neurodiversity umbrella are anxiety, the autism spectrum, ADHD, depression, dyslexia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, and other learning differences. Not all neurodiverse people have been labeled with one of these diagnoses, and not everyone wants to be, and not everyone has access to these services. We do know that somewhere between 10 and 20% of our student body here at UConn are neurodiverse. For the purposes of our program, we've moved away from these labels a bit, and we're defining neurodiversity through an even more broad definition that just includes variations in sociability, learning, attention, mood, and other mental functions. So you don't need to be officially diagnosed to participate in our programming or redesign courses. If you do want to learn more about your own unique strengths and challenges, or you think you'd like to find out about how to pursue a formal diagnosis, you can see the resource sheet that your instructor will share with you, or you can just send me an email once this presentation is over. I'm always happy to chat or connect you with resources that you can find helpful. So as a reminder, we believe that these differences and variations are very important to a diverse engineering community. While they're often associated with challenges within the traditional education environment, it's important to note that these variations often bring strengths that can be huge assets in engineering: creativity, risk-taking, pattern recognition, strong 3D visualization skills, systems thinking, empathy, or even detailed planning for disaster mitigation. They're invisible forms of diversity that offer benefits to society by allowing us to consider non-traditional approaches to problem solving. So in the context of your course, which is what we're calling an I-course. This is very important because these I-courses have been redesigned with individual differences in mind, so that students with all kinds of cognitive variations can personalize their learning to thrive. We're currently offering a variety of courses. The current list of civil engineering I-courses are Applied Mechanics or Statics, Probability and Statistics in CEE, Mechanics of Materials, Principles of Construction 1, Soil Mechanics, and Design of Reinforced Concrete Structures. The environmental engineering I-course offerings for this academic year are Environmental Engineering Fundamentals, Fluid Mechanics, Water Quality Engineering, and Engineering Hydrology. All of these courses will have some things in common, but each instructor is encouraged to be creative and put their own spin on things. This means that not every course will be exactly the same, but I-courses should be focused on building an inclusive learning environment that's welcoming to all students and also takes a strength-based approach. In other words, instructors should be encouraging students to reflect on and use their strengths in their learning activities and assessments. Students should be able to personalize some course components by making choices, for example, the format of an assessment or the topic of a project. Universal design principles are implemented throughout the course, meaning that course materials and activities should be accessible, for example, by providing video captions and alt text, and also by providing multiple ways of presenting material and engaging with course materials, so students have some flexibility and choice about how they learn and how they're assessed. Active learning is also encouraged as part of each course. And finally, you'll have the opportunity to get feedback to instructors so that you can make the course even better in the future. Since these redesigned courses are part of a larger research initiative, at some point in the semester you'll be contacted by our research team to provide feedback through a survey or interview about your experience in the course. We strongly encourage you to participate in these surveys because your feedback is going to help us understand what changes made the best impact and what still needs to change. This course design process is really never over, so please help us make things even better for the next round of students. We're also excited to announce a new offering through the Include program for the 22-23 academic year. Beginning this fall, students in the CE department will have access to personalized support from a graduate student mentor and strategy instructor. You can schedule individual meetings, either in person or virtually, to talk about strategies for time management, planning, organization, or even stress management. You can learn and practice study skills, learn about ways to use available technology, and even get connected to other resources that can help you manage your academics and your mental health. This year, Felicity Petrucci will be working directly with the CE department as our dedicated graduate student mentor and strategy instructor. She's a second-year grad student in UConn's Counselor Education and Counseling Psychology program. She also works with the Center for Students with Disabilities, or CSD, as part of their accommodations team. So that means if you think you might benefit from academic accommodations through CSD, Felicity is a great person to talk to about your options and how to get started with the process. Please note, you don't need to identify as neurodiverse or be registered with CSD to meet with Felicity for strategy instruction. This option is available for all students in the CE department, and she's a great resource to consider as you get organized for the semester. She'll be available for in-person meetings on Tuesdays from 3:15 to 7:15 and on Fridays from 2:15 to 4:15. She'll also be available for virtual meetings on Thursdays from 3:30 to 7:30, and you can reach out directly to her at felicity.petrucci@uconn.edu for more information about this. If you want to learn more about neurodiversity, you can also join our community on Instagram and Twitter. And you can reach out directly to Include program staff or our department head, Dr. Crisocco, with any questions about neurodiversity or the Include program. So please be in touch. We'd love to hear from you, and I wish you the best in your semester.